Vitaye Namaha Om Vitaye Namaha. Good morning, my beauties. Welcome back to my channel. My name is MP Miss Pravala, and today I am making an order for a client who booked me for a custom potion package. What I love about my clients is that they are like me. If you watched some of my content, you know what I'm talking about. People, your customers, your clients, your tribe, your boss comes to you and has this energy exchange with you because they want the gift of your soul. So there has to be a invisible energetic compatibility, and I love the fact that I'm really at that stage with my clients where I attract only clients who are like me, clients who are beautiful, super achievers, or super women who strive to be their best. And they come to me because they want to tap into this absolutely divine notion of loving, falling in love with themselves. And everything about your life experience revolves around divine or spiritual self-love. So not loving the plastic, but actually doing the rituals which make you attractive and irresistible to the spirit realm. Now, I've said it before. All of us are born with things that are going to be a challenge for us and things that are coming to us easily. If you're part of the average group of people, which is the majority of mainstream people who go on any type of social media and scrolls aimlessly, who archive information but are really not into transformation, most of the time, this is what you're going to get in life. My clients really understand this notion of divine entitlement, even if they're not spiritual. They're the type of clients like me who, if they go to a store and see a dress and the dress fits them, they're going to buy the dress in every single color. They understand this notion of self-worth because they've come into contact with the invisible, the part that requires attention in order to really embody falling in love with yourself, self-seduction. So it's really different. It's not a psychological process. It's not, let me do different types of exercises to fall in love with myself. Let me do luxury rituals to fall in love with myself. When you act like that, it is still being trapped in something that is outside of you. I'm here for sacred femininity, which you can also call hyper femininity. Really being one, recreating the connection, the link with the most divine aspect of you. So if you're a thinker, you will call it your goddess energy. But it's an actual entity. Just like money. So many people are still under the logic that, money is something to seek, something to go after, something to chase. And if you're a little bit into the mainstream Western logic of spirituality or laws, whatever it is, law of attraction, law of whatever, you think of money as an energy. Us in the occult mysticism, those who have, first of all, had the path, the mission to do that, to embody that, but also to continue on our progress through different types of initiations to really peel off that onion of limiting programming, limiting beliefs, everything that keeps you tied and still a victim of life, still in scarcity. Scarcity in love, scarcity in finances, scarcity in expansion. It boils down to the fact that you have not integrated that love equals abundance, and abundance is your birthright. And many of you know, because I've had clients over the years who are like, yes, abundance is my entitlement. I've heard that before. You do not embody that unless you come in contact with it. So my work is about sacred self-seduction. It's about enjoying your existence, feeling that you deserve it. You were born deserving it. And even though there may be hurdles in your life or challenges or blocks, this was just the excuse. Your soul, the invisible part of you, the school that you had to go through in order to upgrade in your mental, upgrade in the quality of your energy, and upgrade in the quality of experiences you're meant to live. Life, the 3D, is meant to be luscious, enjoyable. It's supposed to be a life you wake up to, loving, thriving, dwelling in this love, this innate, I trust. And this is the feminine attribute. The feminine attribute is not to go and solve problems. We're different. We're differently made. Women who are problem solvers are problem seekers. And it is a defense mechanism stemming from this lack, which is in spirituality tied to karmic links, aka negative, what do you call them? Low vibration energies. And it boils down to sexual energy, the womb, the place where we create. Our entire body is an avatar, right? And I should really get into making this box because it's going today with DHL because this client is international. Sexual energy is everything for men and for women. But us having a womb, the womb is the only altar. Masculine bodies, meaning men who are born with biological, intimate parts of men, do not have an altar. They have to seek the feminine, the cave, to go in and get this magic, to fuel them. And women are supposed to nurture, cultivate, be the poetry, be the beauty. But what happens is that as women in this modern day society, and it's been the case since the 19th century, I think, before that, you could also argue that in Western society, there were inequalities and things like that. But there is an evolution. There's an evolution in our understanding also of the spirit laws or the spiritual laws, which for a while, for hundreds of years, we got away from because of monotheistic sort of negative, imposing patriarchal traits. Patriarchy is supposed to be protective. It's supposed to be safe, a safe space. It's supposed to be the entity, the energy that goes and solves the problems. Men are natural problem solvers. They go and hunt. And today in modern day society, it's the same. If you remove that from a man, you make him less than a man. A man loses his purpose when you deprive him of that. And women have been so programmed to thinking that in order to live an experience, they have to go get it. You know, they have to be super women. We have to abide by standards of beauty, westernized standards of beauty. We have to abide by westernized standards of success, which means usually accumulation of 3D material and experiences as a validation of our success. When in reality, this abundance entitlement just means never lacking. Abundance means that in whatever I'm supposed to get, in my timeline, in this life that I'm living in, I'm supposed to thrive in every aspect, not in competition with other men or other women, in competition with myself, because we're meant to transform. We need to bring it down to inside, to really feeling what does that mean, this love. That's why potion lovers indulge in life. You don't go to potions to solve your problems. You go to potions to live, to experience a luscious life by practicing feminine rites of self-seduction. It boils down to that, to loving your bodily experience, and it is not a taught thing. You can watch 100,000 videos about women who are pseudo living this life or giving you advice on a particular point when they're not even living that. But you take something that you envy from them as an excuse to either be triggered by it in a negative way, or envying and seeking that, still going away from your timeline. When you're in scarcity, you know it. You know it because there's this feeling of, I wish I was better. I wish I had more. I wish I experienced more. There's this notion of being depleted of seeing something outside of you, which seems or looks like if you had that, it would make your life better. Hence the notion of manifestation. And this was really not the reason why I was talking about it, but it makes sense because I have this manifestation webinar, right? Which is really about the occult aspect of manifestation. Who are the law enforcement of manifestation? When they talk about the laws of the universe, who are the law enforcers? What makes you entitled to have what you desire, what you visualize? My goal is to get you out of scarcity, because it's really not fun for me to have clients who are in scarcity. It's not fun for me when once in a while I get a client who comes to me and just because they scraped off money, survival money, to pay for me, they want to make me feel that I'm their last hope, that they're coming to me and I need to save their life. You save yourself. When you come to me, it's because you want to thrive, and it's because you're entitled to thriving. It's because you know it already, your birthright, and that you have the capacity and you know how to maneuver it. You just want me to remove the obstacles, and you know that whatever is yours will come. You still have to do your part. And the part that I'm asking of you is indulge in my rituals. I shouldn't even say mine. Feminine rituals. Women like me hold some secrets that Western women have not acquired, even though it existed. I've made videos about potion, actually one video which I should probably link, but since this video is not going to be edited, I'm going to put the link in the description box so it's easy. The video where I talked about potions, the history of potions. So it is not a Western spirituality versus indigenous spirituality, because a Celtic magic or Celtic spirituality is indigenous spirituality. However, it is not modernized in a westernized way. Sorry to be redundant in my use of the English language. It's for lack of better vocabulary as a native Yoni and French speaker. So anyways, let me make the box. If you're interested in the manifestation webinar, I will also put the link in the description box. Definitely. You need to do this webinar if you find yourself in a state of scarcity, in a state of, I wish I had more, I wish I was better. You need to find out why you're in that situation. You need to find out how you want your life to be, and is it a match to your timeline right now? Is it a match to what your soul, in terms of abundance, in terms of thriving, signed up in this incarnation? Because you may waste 20, 30 years of your life chasing something that wasn't even yours in the first place. and you haven't activated the right guides. If your issue is about multiplying your money, for example, it's really simple. You need to make money fall in love with you, just like a man, because money is a masculine spirit. Now, your money spirit and mine are not the same. And the enablers, the things that make the money spirit fall in love with you, are different. If you use plants or spices that are enticing, and I will teach, without even trying, I'm teaching stuff that that you think you know. Why are we using plants? Why are some plants good or whatever? Join my spiritual membership. But just this thing about money, the money spirit. Why herbalists, apothecarians rely on, or magic or witches, whatever you call practitioners of alchemy, use certain plants or spices or elements of nature? It is because you want to seduce certain energies, entities, or spirits, and certain essences are enticing or repelling. So you're going to use as a low level little spices, your common, what I call counter, or what was the word that I used before, off the kitchen counter, everyday woman type of magic. So you're going to use your spices, your cinnamon, your peppermint, or whatever. Why? It is to make the spirits of that energy, that currency energy of money, fall in love with you. And the biggest secret is you fall in love with you fall in love, and you activate that sexual energy, and you get in contact with that money spirit, and then it's easy. If it is love, same thing. You need to make your sacred lover fall in love, back in love with you. Create the link back so that your relationships, or your relationship, the ultimate one that you want with a man, is the highest match possible. Anyways, so this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful client of mine got not one, not two, but 3 potions. 3 custom package potions. So we're gonna work together for 3 months, and basically this one here is her main potion. The potions are based on my formulations of gold potion, emerald potion, and ruby potion, because they're infused with those precious minerals and stones material. I also infuse it with meteorites, and also based on the rituals and offerings and honoring that I do with entities that are each attached to the potions. It doesn't really matter whether you're spiritual or not, because your experience of it, even especially as a non-spiritual, just the notion of loving energy and loving how it feels to be with the potion. So we're going to work together for 3 months, and I love that for her. I love that for myself. I love a goddess who knows her worth. So we're starting with her on a big, and she's gonna do it intensely for 3 months. So each one is for 1 month. I'm not gonna go into what each stuff does, because the video is gonna be 3 hours long, especially because I tend not to be concise. Sorry, oops. So there is a curse removal soap, which is going to use to wash her body, and then she's going to do this spiritual bath. I talk extensively about spiritual baths in my spiritual membership, and why we're doing that, why are we doing baths and stuff like that, what does it do for the aura and stuff like that. So curse removal and my 3 first spiritual baths. So this first one is a curse removal one, which goes with rituals that I do. Okay, when you buy from me, this box is really my gift to you, because you're paying for potions. The box is going to be the same, different from one person to another based on your need. It's a custom thing. However, the work is really work that I do. the opening, the road opening is really what I do. That is not in the box. The stuff that I do on the side, the spiritual work that I do on the side, is what makes the box possible. Because you're gonna use those ingredients without the activation that I provide. It's, unless you have really, really powerful, meaning activated, divinized entities. But if you did, you wouldn't come to me, right? Let me just say also that the work that you come to me for is to indulge in the potions, right? It's not scarcity. My work is providing, ushering your transformation. Just wanted to make that clear. So, second thing that we're doing. So we removed the curse, right? With this bath. And she's also going to use candles. This is a special candles. Each of them, you know, you're going to see has different initials in them. It's so that she knows, you know, what she's going to use it for. Whenever you do the custom potion package with me, I provide you with files or folders on a Google Drive link where you have some files, and then when we have the one-on-one session, it is for me to explain to you what is what and how you use this. So when she's done with this part, I'm not showing you everything. Then we go about the speaking to entities, to her spirits. And for this, she's going to need her spirit invocation. Zingu seeds, they really don't have a name in English. Those are found in the region where I'm from, so it is what it is. She's also going to need the sacred plant that I spoke about, that I provide if you are part of group 1 and 2 of the webinar. This is the one, the plant, the sacred root, call it the bitter root, which opens you to clairvoyance, clairsentience. So however you're supposed to perceive the invisible, this here is going to amplify your capacity, especially if you're new to tapping into energy. Okay? So we are into attraction because, you know, she's doing this work of curse removal, karma removal of anything that is blocking her, as I'm doing the candle magic and as I'm doing the rituals on the side, opening the roots for her, cleansing her aura, so that when she shows up, we only see the light, her natural light, her natural star shining. That's what we call it, star seeds, because anyways, different topic. Then we move on to attraction. So this here is a blend that I do, which is again different from one person to another. Okay, so she's going to do a set of 3 soaps. One soap, so it is numbered, right? 1, 2, 3. The first one is to now make her aura seductive and attractive. The second is to make her lucky. Have lucky encounters, be privileged or prioritized, whatever your case is, the block is. For some women that I have as clients, it's about they just want to feel lucky. They want to have, you know, like just random things that are considered miracles for others. They want to experience that. They want to be favored. They want, some of them want, in terms of love, to go to a place and every head turns, or to be attractive. The good people, the people who are already vibing with them. And the third one is, of course, to attract, to be seductive to her money entity. So she's going to use 1, 2, 3, day 1, day 2, day 3. And this here, her attraction bath. Go again hand in hand. She washes her body and then she does the bath. boom, in the box. This here, you saw that she has 3, right? 3 months. Okay, we're doing amazing work. Amazing transformation. So attraction. Oh, and then she has this attraction body toner, which again, when she finishes with the bath, now she puts it on her body. Attraction body toner. And she also has, which is floral perfume that she gets, which I call Goddess. Oh, it's already packaged. Goddess water, which you could also call holy water. As you know, we can holy water and goddess water. It's the divine water that ignites you, your aura. And finally, last but not least, and I'm going to place this one here, we're tapping into our sexual energy. So the work for the sexual energy is why you come to me, why you're using your potions. If you're into indulgence already, you're already a super achiever, and you want to feel the lusciousness of life, you want to feel good in your body, you want to love your body, you want to love your experience, you want to be good mentally, you want to be at peace, you want to experience the pleasure principle, you want the plus that is reserved for the privileged. You know that you are entitled to that. You don't need a justification. Okay, money is just a number for you, because you know your money is not an issue. What you want and your worth and your entitlement to being good and feeling good and loving yourself and loving your life is paramount to any dollar amount. That's my work. That's what I do. That's what I love. And the potion connects you to that, because you're doing your moaning, your daily moaning, and it's part of your rituals. Just like someone would say that they meditate twice a day, or some others say that they pray, you know, as a religious person. This is the way we pray. We pray because we are the temple. The altar is within us, and the way we do it is through the sacred self-seduction that I teach. You moan and you use your potion. And for her, in the box, I put, so let me show you, this here to clean her yoni. So also, I want to put a disclaimer. The plants and that stuff all come from the heart of Africa. Some of the stuff that I get, I source in the Middle East, in villages in Europe, specifically the pheromones that I use in my potions. Yes, the majority of it, and some of it, small minority in India, and a small minority in Europe. Like I said, you know, for example, this village in Italy that has done pheromones from generation to generation. I work only with people who are in the lineage of what they do. Okay, I don't go to first generation ingredient maker. The family where I get my pheromones for the potions, it's father to son for generations and generations. It is something that they've been doing. This is, for me, where I get the biggest, more authentic and powerful energy. So I'm saying this because those here are not done by me. They're done by older women in villages. And basically, those here, you put it, they're yoni cleansers. They're done by hand in an artisanal way. Artisan's way. Natural. The way it was done hundreds of years ago. They have not changed their recipe. And it is both physical, but mostly spiritual, because that's why you come to me. So this goes here in the box. You don't overuse it. This is really, really, really precious. So that's one. So you start with cleansing your inside. You cleanse your altar. Then you start practicing sexual energy activation. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You start your process of Yoni steaming. So this is the blend that I do for Yoni steam, and as you know, a Yoni steam goes with a Yoni smoke, so I make both of them available. This is the ritual that she's going to do once a week on her goddess day. She's going to commit to it. And this here is something that she has to take every day. She can use this in tea. So she blends her natural infusion, whatever infusion she uses, and as a, in the morning, before or after her morning ritual, it doesn't really matter. So this is a sexual energy activator. Putting this here, everything Yoni, I put this here for her, okay? And she's also going to use this binding Yoni oil. Okay, you are the magic, you are the temple, you are the altar. You don't need anything outside of you. The stuff outside of you, I do it. Okay, I do it for you. I do the connection with the spirit realm, the invisible realm. I do the stuff that is tedious. I want you to do the stuff that is pleasurable, enjoyable, because that's my purpose, and yours coming to me is just to enjoy your transformation. So this here, binding oil, she's going to use it little by little by doing incantations in this thing. It's a traditional, very traditional thing. The rule for this is not to put it on the floor. It can never touch the floor. Once you've activated it, you cannot put it on the floor. It could be considered like, okay, it's no big deal. It is. Because the moment I say this, something is going to happen to you that you're going to be tempted to just put it on the floor, to touch the floor. Okay? The same goes actually for a couple of other ingredients here. So this here goes with this. Okay? So she's going to place it here. She's going to do whatever I explain her to do. And she's going to use this binding oil. Okay? So in the little thing. So this is her Yoni thing. Her Yoni, what do we call it? Her Yoni special thing. I don't know what, my English is really, really poor today. Okay? So that's pretty much it. Again, if you're a posh potion lover, you love the notion of hyper femininity. You feel that you deserve to just love your life, love your body, love your experience, and reap the rewards that come naturally with the experience of falling madly in love with yourself, your energy, your essence, doing sacred self-seduction and all of that. You know, my potions are okay? You want food to taste better. You want smells to smell better. You want to be tapped in all the time. You want to have the chills when things are good. You want to have the amazing intuition. You want to never feel guilt when you feel good. You want to love your body to the point where transformation happens naturally, in a way that is effortless. Hyper femininity is the highest type of femininity, of woman experiencing womanhood through the help of the invisible, what you can call energy and what we call other things. And it doesn't really even matter. What matters is that when you're ready, you just know it. And better to be addicted to sacred self-seduction, to potions, to doing your moaning into loving and thriving without ever envying, without ever wanting your life to be different, and to see problems as no longer a reflection of me as a victim, me as depleted, but hey, it's part of the school of life. I don't suffer on the inside. So this thing where women are trapped in healing, women are trapped in shadow work, women are just not women. It's so sad to see women who are physically so beautiful, or women who are so good at caring for others, or women who are so good at performing at work. Just super women in whatever category they're supposed to be. And yet, their life, their lived experience as women is non-existent. Everything is about the outside, which is a masculine way of experiencing the 3D. It's a shame. It's a shame to miss out on such a gorgeous life, especially when people look at you from the outside and think that you have it all, or at least you have something that they would want. And yet you on the inside, you don't have peace. You're struggling, you're strategizing all day. You don't have the partners or the man ready to commit from the get-go, because you commit to yourself, you commit to your hyper femininity, you commit to your sacred femininity. I'm using the word hyper femininity because the word sacred feminine has become another keyword, which so many, 99.99999% of you, even the ones who feel that you are gurus in your area, you use it wrong. You cannot be sacred feminine if there are things that you do that are not holy. Sacred femininity means that you have to be sacred. The notion of, what's the word? Sacredness, is tied to cosmic law, to divine law. So that you can't do things that are not abiding by the cosmos, the source, you can call it, even though that's not the word, but hey, doing things that deplete you of your divinity, of what makes you divine, your sacred sexual energy. Yet, you put logic in your actions. Logic is what? Strategy. Equations. You cannot be a sacred feminine if you have equations in your mind. We are magical beings, ethereal beings. So those of you who are teaching other people, who are listening to people who teach you to be a sacred feminine, or to, I tap into my sacred feminine. No, you don't tap into. You don't tap into. You are or you're not. And if you are a sacred feminine, you practice sacred femininity rituals, period. Except that most people don't teach that because most people don't know that. They think of it as an energy, as a mental thing. As a sacred feminine, here's a list of things you do as a sacred feminine. Why? There's no such thing as an action and sacred feminine. Sacred feminines do not base their assessment of their sacredness, please correct me, based on the actions they take. Almost like a checklist of, I go to the spa once a month. Those are things that I would actually tell you that I do naturally. I get massages once a week. I do a dance class once a week. Those are things actually in the manifestation webinar. After the manifestation webinar, on the replay page, you're going to have 2 videos. One of which is going to be a practical 4 weeks after the webinar. Those are things that you are required to do to activate your own sexual energy, to start to activate it, but also to remove. Why are we doing certain practices like dancing or whatever? What does it do? It's not because we want to tap into our sacred femininity. This is nonsense. It's because you want to get rid of some energies. When you purify your body, when you're doing the baths, or when you start the mental process, that energy is still stuck on your, your aura. How can I, what can I compare it to? As a woman who likes, for example, embellishment, okay? And when you embellish yourself, it is because you want to look like your goddess essence, right? At the end of the day, you're going to remove your makeup. Imagine I take wipes to remove my makeup and go off to bed. This is the type of band-aid that people use when they say, do ABC to tap into your sacred femininity. It's not that. You don't do certain things to tap into. You're going to connect. You need those energies to fall back in love with you, to cling back to you. So as you're doing some mental work to reprogram some, new beliefs, to implant new beliefs back in, which it takes about 10,000 repetitions of a specific truth in order for it to be integrated in your mental software. For info, those are actually scientists who have claimed that. And that is without the spiritual work, which for us doesn't need to be so tedious, because if you have the right energies, entities, it goes faster, and at least the experience is not an experience of, again, doing, repetition. It feels, when you're doing it against your invisible self, then it feels like work, and you don't want to go to it. It's easier to go back to your procrastination, laziness, belief that you're not enough. So why we do those activities is to, I remove my makeup with my wipe, so face wipe or whatever, cleansing wipe, and then I'm going to do oil cleansing or balm cleansing. Once you're done with the balm cleansing, then you're going to do another cleanse with some, a wash, gel, soap, whatever. And then maybe you're going to do like a last part with like some micellar water. That's why you do those activities, so that the energy that was once tied to you, which is still here, clinging to you, you want to get fully rid of it. So it goes. So in the manifestation webinar, I'm going to put a video where you're going to have 4 weeks to perform certain tasks, 1 task per week, okay? And then a video where I'm going to explain or show you just a little, like 5-minute video to sort of illustrate some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about on the webinar. But a 3-hour webinar, I can't go through everything. So I'm adding those 2 bonus. But anyways, back to why I'm using the word hyper feminine instead of sacred feminine, even though it really is against what I believe, what I know to be true, is because you guys are wrong. You guys are using words without knowing their profound, deep implication or resonance. And you're overgeneralizing, turning things into keywords, Google searchable or TikTok hashtags. And it cheapens words. It disconnects them from their essence. And that's why when you're into authenticity, like I am, I need to find a word that resonates better so that you can make a distinction. Because you have cheapened things. And the reason why most people are still stagnant and don't see a difference in their lives is because they're stuck in archiving new programming that is still limiting. Because you take words that are supposed to be holy and sacred and you turn them into, again, searchable keyword, which is easily content that you're going to binge over without ever feeling what it actually is to experience a transformation. So hyper femininity, when you hear me saying that, just know that I'm talking about sacred femininity, but the real definition of it. Hyper femininity, meaning surrendering, feeling as your inner compass, and acting, living through one rule only: the pleasure principle. I feel good. Therefore, I should say that? Yeah. I feel good. Therefore, I feel God. And I'm repeating myself. But for us, the feminine aspect of God, one of the names of God, actually means pleasure. That is why you're meant to use your sexual energy, your magic. You're supposed to activate it through the momentum of pleasure. That's why when you have a sexual encounter, an intimate encounter with your partner, activating your Kundalini spirits and his Kundalini spirits, that's when the magic happens. It is through pleasure. Magic, transformation, alchemy means pleasure, not climax, not cheap masturbation, not cheap use or exploitation of your sexual energy. When you deplete yourself of your energy and you think that you're going to compensate from the mental. When you're depleted of your sexual energy, when you're misusing what is the most precious thing about you, you become cheap. You stay in survival because you don't have what's precious about you. So you don't feel that entitlement to, of course I'm full. I know that I'm supposed to just thrive and love and experience, have the best food and have the best whatever, where, it could be cheap food or not. Sometimes I go to a village in Italy or in the south here in the French Riviera where, I'm going to get the best plate of pasta and it costs nothing. But it's rich in its energy and its tradition. And sometimes I'm just going to enjoy little toast with caviar and fresh salted butter, and just a mouthful costs a lot, probably people's rent in some places. And it's the same in terms of money. Money is not an issue. What's an issue is I know I'm entitled to it. I know I love it. I eat pastries. I eat all kinds of stuff that I love because I feel good about it, and my body does not suffer from it because my cells are programmed to function on the pleasure principle. That's why I overindulge in my potions, in my daily self-seduction, secret self-seduction ritual. It's about falling in love with yourself. When you fall in love with yourself and you cleanse yourself and you do the rituals just to kickstart your transformation, then the spirit realm falls back in love with you. When the spirits or energy falls in love with you, then that's when you can actually say that the universe conspires to give you your manifestation. I love you and I see you in my next video. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. Let me know in the comment section if you like this format of me just talking freely without doing much editing, because it's actually easier for me, and I feel like I don't want to be censored also, and I don't want to be a victim of the dictatorship of social media, which basically has the stance of people have low attention span, so we need to make them shorter videos or edit videos, because you don't want to say things that are politically incorrect in this woke pseudo post-feminist era where everyone is censored, everyone has to be liked, and for their opinion, everyone has to agree with everyone. So this format really is nice for me because it's an imperfect format. I'm saying what I'm saying. I talk whenever I feel like talking. I make videos whenever I feel like making videos. I'm more spontaneous in this format. So when I decide to make videos because I'm hanging out at a nice place, whether it's a nice restaurant or a cafe or whatever, whenever I'm going on a date with my money spirit, which is usually once a week or sometimes twice a week, please indulge me. The video might not be perfect in its format, in the sound, in the way I show up to you, sometimes wearing makeup, sometimes not. This is me. This is not you. So don't be triggered by things that are outside of you. Just connect with your heart, connect as a woman, as a feminine. And the imperfection of my content is what I love, because I can show up here and be real. And when I'm real and I'm spontaneous, if you notice, I make even more content because I love it. I just love it. And I hope you do too. So enjoy. And any information about anything that I talked about what I do, about how I can be the messenger of hyperfemininity, rituals, if you're a potion lover, if you love the notion of transformation, living this life of a potion lover, a hyperfeminine, everything is going to be in the description box. I'm rambling because I may be speaking to someone who's new to my work, who may be watching this video for the first time. So welcome to the family. I love you and I see you in my next video. Bye.